All right, guys, on the next episode of Strong Principles, I'm Dela Cruz.
I'm Larry Medina.
And I'm Wendy Shafranski.
So we got Wendy here today joining us, and we will be covering...
We're going to talk about the top 5 reasons people quit the gym. And this is based on our personal experience, as well as kind of metrics that are in the industry. And I talk to a lot of gym owners and, kind of their same pain points and reasons why people quit the gym. And I want to say that a lot of people call them reasons, but many of them are excuses. So
now, I'm already throwing a wrench into this, but can we also talk about like why you would want to start a gym?
Why you would want to start a gym. Yeah. So there's reasons why, people want different body composition. They know it's good for their health. Finally, in the industry, or in the mass public now, you hear messages of strength training. Before it was just kind of like, do cardio. And now, especially with, an aging population, you want to be capable. So that message is out there. And those are a lot of the reasons that, when people come in for an assessment and we say, what are your goals? It's always to get stronger. Always. Yeah,
and what we're seeing now too, which I really like, we went through an age of go real hard and no rest days, and now it's more longevity thought process, which is way better. Now you're thinking of like the future and what do I do now and how is it going to affect me later on? Is it going to benefit me or is it going to hinder and take something away from me?
Perfect. Okay.
Yeah. So the number one excuse is time. People say they don't have enough time. I say to that, how many Netflix shows are you watching? Maybe you just need to change your schedule. There's people that say, but I don't want to get up at 5 a.m. Well, you know what? If you're not available in the afternoon, you might just have to have a lifestyle change. I ask some people to do kind of like a time audit. So in a day, time block, how are you spending all your time? And really, it's not, you don't have to be at the gym every day. Even if it's 2 strength training workouts a week, I think most people can find the time for that. We've had single mothers who have a full-time job and are in school and they've made the time. And that's an extreme case. So sure, there are people that maybe commute and they don't have the schedule, but the vast majority can find the time.
And I think like we spoke some of this on some other podcasts that we've done some episodes, is that it's a lot less time than you think you need. As long as you're getting in there, I've seen people progress with 1 or 2 days a week. And everybody is going to run into busier times and less busier times. But as long as you're still trying to make an attempt and getting in there at least once or twice, you'll still see a lot of benefits.
Yeah, I agree with that. Because I'll tell you, since I've started coming here, right? And I'm like, I got to do something, right? at least a little bit more consistent. So I do commit myself to 2 times a week, 3 times 3 if I'm lucky, but I try to go 4, 4 days. And I can tell, honestly, I'm moving better, as far as it's weird, right? Because I felt like aches and pains that I had, on my shoulders, my knee, thanks to some tips that you've given me on my knee. I have started to use them, but I can tell, I'm moving better. I don't feel as achy. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
I don't know why, but it.
Yeah, no. Lifting helps with your mobility. So you're actually getting less rigid if you're working through full range of motion. So that makes sense.
It's almost I almost think like hypertrophy or
hypertrophy.
Yeah,
right. Where if you don't use it, you're kind of just becoming bigger.
Yeah, you're going to atrophy.
Atrophy. Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, 100%. And Wendy, would you say that when they don't with their time, is that's not that important to commit to time?
Yeah. So this is kind of a good segue to number 2, which is expense.
Yep.
And a lot of times it's the prioritization. So prioritization of time, yes. You'd rather go out to happy hour than come to the gym. But the regular guy, Larry, speaks. And then there's the expense. And I'll start by saying, because our gym is based on service, on coaching service, we are more expensive than a Planet Fitness, and it's not in everyone's budget. So I completely get that. But we'll have people quit saying that they can't afford it, yet they have the latest iPhone. They go out to dinner and drink expensive bottles of wine, all these things. So again, that's the prioritization. And I am never one to say, well, this is how you spend your money. It's not my business. But I see it. I see their posts on Instagram and their, on lavish dinners or vacations or whatever. And that's great. And those are great times spent with loved ones. And we need that. But, you know, I think we all waste a lot of money on things like subscriptions or what have you. And we could, you know, daily coffees. You could bank that money and put it towards yourself.
Because Larry, like when you were talking about like why go to the gym, I think like the information that's out there now and the data is like, it's almost irrefutable. You got to do something. We know now you have to do something.
Yeah, and I say if you're not spending money on fitness now, you're going to be spending on healthcare later.
Yes.
Yeah, it's preventative, right?
Yes.
So
Yeah.
look at the preventative side of the business.
Yeah.
Because really, whether you're in healthcare later
Right.
or in the gym today, it's really
There's a cost.
It's a cost.
Yeah, and I think now we're starting to see that there was a thought at one time that you could get away with not doing anything. That time has kind of gone away.
Yes.
Now we know we have to do something
Yeah, and
and be active.
The other thing to think about too, like honestly, is that we are living longer as human beings.
Yep.
Oh, yeah.
So
But not necessarily better.
but not necessarily better.
Right.
Yep.
Right. So if you want to be able to be better at a later age, you should work out.
Yeah.
That's the whole point of it.
I like to think of it as don't think about lifespan, think about health span.
Yep.
You know, so.
Yeah, exactly. Because there's a books like by Peter T out there where he is Outlive, I think is the name of the book, where he talks about like longevity. And I think people misunderstand his meaning of longevity, where it's like not longevity in the sense of living longer, longevity in the sense of being able to live a better life longer.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Yep.
Yeah, like better quality in that time.
All right. But we digress.
Yeah.
All right. Number 3. So we said time and expense. Number 3 would be boredom or losing motivation. And, you know, to that, I think a lot of times that's a mindset, and it happens when people feel like they're plateauing, which I'm gonna lump number 4 in there with not seeing results. So boredom and not seeing results, they're plateauing. A lot of times it's they haven't found that sweet spot of training where they're pushing themselves hard enough. You know, they're using the same 10-pound dumbbells for everything over time. You know, their body's not adapting or changing. They're not having quote unquote fun, but you know, lifting more is fun. Seeing your body change is fun. You know, so if you're making an effort, I think the workouts become fun and they become less boring.
The problem is that it's not instant gratification, right?
Very true. That's a great point. Yeah. You know, people, it took 20 years for all of a sudden you look down and you have 20 pounds in your stomach. It's not going to go away overnight, you know? So we're a microwave society. Chat GPT, all these things happen so quickly, but fitness does not.
Yeah, I say this all the time because, like, you know, I've gained weight, right? And, like, if I try to lose it, I shouldn't expect it to come off, like, tomorrow. Because I didn't gain it overnight either.
Right.
It took years to get this body, right?
Yeah.
So it should take years to get the other body.
Right. Well, and sometimes it's if you feel like you're not seeing results, a lot of times there should be a mindset shift. So instead of saying, I want to look like this or fit in this dress or whatever, start having more performance goals. Like what can your body do? And then the aesthetics start to, you know, kind of track along after that.
That's interesting because, like, I literally have been thinking about this in the past couple of weeks. I'm like, okay, like I don't want to get into running just yet, you know, or doing like the morning workout just yet. Like I want to wait a couple of weeks because I have a couple of things going on. And after that, then I'll probably shift to waking up early. And with that, right, like it also changes your lifestyle of like, well, I can't really have that drink at the end of the night.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Because now I got to get up early
Yeah.
and be able to perform.
Yeah.
So yeah,
You have to
it's a
set
mindset,
yourself
lifestyle
up
shift.
for success. And a lot of people don't sometimes. Like they go and they sign up for the gym to get up in the morning, but they didn't change anything. So now they're switching their whole day to an hour to 2 hour difference, but they didn't set themselves up at night for success and shift it and maybe go to bed early, not have that drink, stay up the same time late, and then try to get up the next morning.
Yeah, it's no different than if you are a desk jockey, right? Where like if you want to relieve some stress of your workday for tomorrow, maybe like sometime in the evening, look at your calendar, see what that looks like, prepare yourself for the day. Mm-hmm. It's no different.
Yeah.
Yeah, and start it out, and that's the whole thing with starting out with 1 or 2 days. So then you can prepare yourself. Can I do that 1 or 2 days and reinforce that? and then you start going further in it. But another thing I wanted to get into on this last one is maybe you're doing an ineffective program to see results.
True. But a lot of people that say I'm not seeing results, I'm like, but you haven't been in,
Correct.
I mean, it doesn't, it doesn't happen just because you
when it
signed
comes
up.
in here, yes.
Yeah. So yeah, boredom / losing motivation. That's kind of number 3. Number 4, not seeing results. But again, are you pushing yourself appropriately? Are you showing up? And do you have too much emphasis on the aesthetics and not the performance or what your body can do? So those are kind of like some message points there. And then the final one is feeling out of place. We hear this quite a bit. There's a real thing called gym-timidation, and it's people are scared to even set foot in the gym for the first time. And even our members who feel very comfortable here, they don't want to go to another gym when they travel or something like that. They're comfortable here. So, I mean, props to someone to overcome that and come in for that free assessment with us and then start. But there's an attitude a lot of times of people are looking at me, people are judging me. I can't do what she's doing, and not realizing they started at the same point you did. And we have a very welcoming community, but some people can't get it out of their own way. And they have negative self-talk, and they're very judgmental on themselves, and so they feel out of place. And so we have lost members for that, and we hate that because our coaches and our members are just so welcoming, and they love seeing people start. But again, it's a lot of times it's between your own 2 ears.
Yeah, we run into it, and recently we've had to because we do group program, and then we do personal training and like small group, but sometimes a group program is not the best setup for some individuals. Even though they want to sign up for it, a personal program with them is a better setup to be more effective for them. And a lot of times what happens in a group program, because it's set up for a bell curve. And so the majority of people can do this, but the outliers have to do something different. And sometimes it makes someone feel like inadequate or kind of bad about themselves because they can't do what other people are doing instead of looking at what they can do.
Yeah, and to that point, right? It takes me back to the CrossFit days because I could never do a muscle up.
Right.
Mm-hmm. I did one muscle up ever, and then I couldn't replicate it.
You did one.
Yeah, I did one, but I couldn't do it. Right. So if a workout called for it, I can't do it.
Yeah.
Right. So I would scale it down.
Yeah.
But honestly, I never looked at like Rob can do 100 and Wendy can do 100 and I can't do one. No. Because it had nothing to do with me, with you. Like it has nothing. What you can do has nothing to do with me.
Right. And what I don't think people realize too is, I mean, we don't do things like muscle ups and stuff like that now, but we have a lot of women 50 plus that can do a strict pull up. And I'm like, if you go to Walmart or Disney or the airport and look around, you can do way more than most people can do, but they're comparing themselves to other people in the gym that have been here for years and have worked really hard for it.
And Larry, we realize that. And so one of the things too, and I like muscle ups, but the thing is that certain type of workouts, maybe for time or something, is comparative. And so that like kind of reinforces like a certain type of behavior. But if there was a workout and there was rest between, and it's either pull-ups or you do a strict muscle up or you do whatever, no one would be worried about it. Like, oh, this is me and this is what I do over here and this is that guy goes over there. But if you're going for time and this is the only way to do it, and if not, you got to go on a band and whatever, that creates that feeling.
That makes sense. But yeah, I mean, the gym-timidation, I'm with you on this because like, I know some people who are not strong at all, right? They don't even want to step into a Planet Fitness, right? Because they just feel inadequate.
Yeah.
But the truth is, like, the message to those people would be like, everybody started somewhere.
Yep.
Yeah.
I just happened that somebody started younger.
Yeah.
That's it, right?
It's never too late.
And it's okay. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah. So, I mean, just to recap then, we've got time, which if that's you, I would do a time audit and see where you have some opportunity, even if it's twice a week, to do some strength training. Expense, I would look at how many subscriptions you have, how many dinners you go out. What are expenses that you are incurring that aren't impacting your health in a positive way?
And maybe do an audit of like, what does my life look like in the future? Like cost-wise, pharmaceutical.
True.
Yeah.
I love that. Yeah.
Like look at that, right?
I mean, there's inexpensive ways even not to go, like you could buy a program online. That's just like a pretty smart program. You pay one time through and maybe even pay a trainer just one time to see him to help you understand these movements and then go and do it on your own somewhere cheap. I mean, there's ways to get around it too.
Yep, for sure. And then we've got the boredom, losing motivation, not seeing results. That's, are you showing up? Are you, pushing yourself appropriately to see an adaptation? And are you maybe focused a little bit more on the aesthetics than the performance? Because getting stronger feels great and it's not boring at all.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then number 5 is the feeling out of place. And just know, whether it's our gym or other gyms, I mean, the most welcoming gyms are sometimes those dungeon, powerlifting gyms. People are just happy to see other people working out.
Yeah.
So try to get over yourself and know that people aren't judging you. They're happy that you're here.
Yeah, because one thing that always sticks with me, back in the day, Louis Simmons.
Yep.
Yeah.
One of his biggest things was it's not even like the workouts that keep you going. It's the people that you form a bond with while working out, and then you hold each other accountable. Mm-hmm. So if you can find yourself a good workout partner,
Yep.
right? That's the key.
Yeah.
And
When you have a community here,
Yep.
everybody's your workout partner.
And I can speak to for our members and ourselves, when we see the person that is, severely overweight or maybe very old and they're trying, that's freaking awesome.
Because it's a mindset. It's less about the abilities and more about a mindset, because we have all different types of abilities in there. And some of the people that their mindset wasn't set up right and they were kind of like being self-deprecating had pretty decent abilities. They were just comparing themselves too much.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yep, exactly. All right. Awesome.
That was
Thank
it.
you so much. Yeah.
All right. Thanks.